Hi everyone, Letty here. Today I'm going to share with you another card drive for Uvalde inspiration video. I'm going to be using the May 2022 sheetload of cards and plus a Dollar Tree hack. So Bitty Penny is hosting a card drive for Uvalde. The hashtag is hashtag Uvalde Card Drive. You can check out all the details at bittypenny.com. If you have not already checked it out, definitely hop on over to her website to check it out. Today's video, I'm actually going to be using the May 2022 sheetload of cards from Call Me Crafty Elle. You'll see here I did change up the measurements just a little bit on my cardstock mat. I made it just a tiny bit wider instead of what the sheetload calls for. And then the paper pad I'm using is called Summertime by Echo Park. You see here that I've smashed the pad except for these strips. I'm going to cut these down and glue them to the insides of my cards at the very end after this video. So technically this is going to be a smash pad, again Summertime by Echo Park, and it's a 6x6 paper pad. I did make 40 total cards using this entire paper pad, and this is the Dollar Tree hack here that I used. I used these wall borders from the teaching section from Dollar Tree. Look at these fun little icons. So you have these cute little pictures. You get 5 on each strip, and you get 12 borders or strips. So you get 60 images. All you got to do is fussy cut them out, and then you can add them as a focal point onto your cards or your projects. So I've already fussy cut out some of the pictures that I thought would go with it, and I went ahead and I glued them to these cards as a focal point. You'll see here that I also used some of the cut aparts. I've also used some of the stamped images or sentiments that I had from this Spring Sayings stamp set by Pink and Main. I had picked this up at Not Too Shabby. I'll link the website link and a discount code down below in case you're interested. This was one of the ones I had from my using up scraps video. So you'll see here, I'll do a full recap at the end, but you'll see here that I did use that stamp set. I also did include some of the cut aparts if I felt like that they would work for this card drive. The ones that didn't, I went ahead and turned them around and stamped on them. So I'll do a full recap at the very end, but first we're going to go ahead and assemble one card together. So again, this is the May 2022 sheet load of cards. So let's go ahead and assemble one card together. So you see here, I have my little fussy cut image from that border. I really like this cute little animal with the little sunglasses. And then I have my papers already cut and ready to go. You'll see here that instead of using the cut apart, I went ahead and just stamped on the back and then added a little bit of a faux stitching with the Pigma Micron 8 pen. You could use any black pen. This one has archival ink, so it doesn't fade, which is why I like it for these cards. And then I have my card mat, which I'm using some Basil shimmer cardstock. I got this at Joann's. One side has shimmer, one side does not. It's kind of hard to tell in video, but that's what I'm using today. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down my strips of paper to match what Call Me Crafty Elle has in her template. So when I mentioned this in my last video, when I add my papers down, I do end up having just a slightly larger border, and it's only because I made my cardstock mat just a tiny bit wider. So I think my dimension is 3.5 inches instead of 3 3/8. So it's not that much of a difference, but I kind of like more cardstock on my cards. You'll see here, you have the option to go ahead and shift it all the way to the left, just like Alicia has in her sketch. I'm not a white space crafter. I don't like to have white space, and I like things to be very even. So I went ahead and centered it right in the middle. And then instead of using that strip, I'm going to go ahead and have my sentiment in the full center and then have my little icon right on top of it. So let's go ahead and glue this mat down to the card base. And this one does cover up the full height of the card. So you want to make sure you align it with one edge, and then you can just trim off the excess just like that. You can go ahead and trim off any excess. I didn't really have anything on this one. Otherwise, you just take your scissors and trim off the excess. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the sentiment right down kind of towards the bottom section. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring out my wet glue, which is Barely Art wet glue. And I'm going to glue down my little focal point or my little image from that border from Dollar Tree, which was the hack. So here is my card that is completed. I think they turned out super cute, and I was surprised I was able to get 40 out of this one sheet. I think that's the benefit of having a sheet load, is it takes all the guesswork out of it, and you can really maximize your paper. So I have 3 more that I have not finished. I'm going to cut out these last few images, glue them down, and then come right back for a full recap. So super fun. Make sure you take a look at Dollar Tree next time you're there. keep an eye out for those. So again, this is for the Uvalde card drive hosted by Betty Penny. I'm using the May 2022 sheet load of cards by Call Me Crafty Elle. I made 40 A2 size cards using that May sheet load, and then of course that little Dollar Tree hack, which was using those borders. And I used the Summertime paper pad by Echo Park, and I did end up smashing the entire pad. So this was a fun project to make, and it went really quickly with this sheet load. So here are all the final cards. I think they turned out super cute. And you'll see here where I have the different, some of the sentiments that came with the kit, or the cut aparts. I went ahead and used a lot of the stamped images that I had stamped, or the stamped sentiments that I had stamped the other day when I did my white scraps. And then I did also use the backs of the cut aparts. And then for the ones that I pulled that I had already stamped, I added to scrap cardstock from this same Basil cardstock. Whatever I had left over, I went ahead and just matted my little sentiments. That's what I was showing you there. So super fun. And I'll link Alicia's sheet load website link down description box below, as well as Betty Penny's website link down description box below. So you can definitely check it out. I highly recommend that you check out Alicia's sheet loads. If you've never tried them, they're so fun. And they make crafting go so easy. I literally put these 40 cards together. I mean, it was actually really quick. I don't even know the time, but it was super quick, super fun. Look how awesome these turned out. So again, that was for the Uvalde card drive hosted by Betty Penny. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Thanks for visiting, everyone. Hope you subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram. Here are a couple videos I think you might enjoy, and happy crafting.